for breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
And we do have breaking news out of Anderson. This is Sky 4 video of crews working to put out this fire at a home on Glen Street in Anderson. Crews got the call at 4:08. It's a two-story home. Anderson City Fire crews are on the scene. We're still working to get information, and we will bring it to you as it comes in.
All right, the top story for you now. Every third Monday in January, Americans find ways to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
But one upstate man who shared a jail cell with Dr. King says the civil rights leader would probably not approve of everything he sees today. WYFF News 4's Myra Ruiz joins us with more. Myra?
Well, Carol and Michael, as people found ways to honor King today, one man says people aren't remembering all that he stood for.
Yeah, that's what we talked about when we were in jail. Freedom. What it means to be free.
Dr. Grady Butler spent some quality time with Martin Luther King while sharing a cell.
And I had a chance to really engage his mind and get a feel for him.
In a tribute to King, Clemson University students volunteered at the local charity Clemson Community Care.
Honoring a great man, day of service, working with my students. It doesn't really get any better than this.
At the Hollingsworth Outdoor Center in Simpsonville, Furman University students with the Greek system honored King's legacy with a day of service.
I think, the best we can do is do everything we can to help the community.
Dr. Butler says many people are forgetting that King led a life of faith, humility, and sacrifice, but not silence. He says King would have said something about the controversy at Clemson University over a building named after Benjamin Tillman, a self-avowed racist who served as U.S. Senator and Governor of South Carolina. And Butler says King would not have approved of the looting and violence in Ferguson, Missouri, after the fatal shooting of an unarmed black man by a white officer. Butler recommends that people read King's words.
I bought this book, I think 1960, and it was $2.95.
And still priceless, he says, when it comes to King's message.
Now, some say younger people are in a better position these days to fight for change like King did because they have more tools like social media to help. Michael?
Myra, thank you. As we honor Dr. Martin Luther King today, here's a look back at his most famous speech, I Have a Dream.
Just as I have a dream, my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Dr. King delivered that speech on August 28, 1963 at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. He led the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s, helping to end racial segregation in many areas. He was also an advocate for nonviolence and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Dr. King was assassinated on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis on April 4, 1968. James Earl Ray was sentenced to 99 years for the crime, and Ray died in 1998. A few thousand people came to the State House in Columbia today for the King Day at the Dome rally. This was the biggest civil rights rally in the state. It's been going on since 2000. The theme this year was demanding justice, standing for dignity. One of the speakers at today's rally was the national NAACP president. He challenged the crowd to focus on targets of change, including voter ID laws, cuts in classroom spending, and the Confederate flag that flies on the lawn of the state's capital. Hundreds of people headed to the Sterling Community Center in Greenville to honor Dr. King. They gathered for the annual MLK breakfast. This marks the 21st year of this event. There were people of all ages there. We spoke with some folks who were part of the civil rights movement more than 50 years ago, and there were children who just started learning about Dr. King.
We're not where we need to be, and it's important that we teach our young people about where we've come from, where we are today, to kind of let them see where they need to go moving forward.
I learned that he had to go through a lot to where we can be at today.
The Sterling Community Center had a program following this breakfast.
The solicitor's office has cleared an Anderson County deputy who shot and killed a man back in December. Anderson County deputies were called to a home on Brogan Avenue on the morning of December 1st. When they got there, they say John Pepper was in the home, threatening to kill deputies and then commit suicide. Deputies say Pepper broke a window and pointed a gun at one of the deputies, and that's when Lieutenant Christopher Vaughn shot him. Lieutenant Vaughn has been on administrative leave since the SLED investigation got started, and today the solicitor's office released a statement saying the actions of Lieutenant Vaughn appear to be justified and requesting that the case be closed. Deputies tell us a man stabbed a pregnant woman in the stomach at a Greenville County hotel. Bernard Kehoe is charged with attempted murder tonight. Deputies say the attack happened around 9:30 last night at a hotel room at the Quality Inn and Suites on South Pleasantburg Drive. Kehoe was still at the scene when the deputies got there. We're told the woman was 7 months pregnant. There's no word on her condition tonight.
Senator Lindsey Graham is eyeing a possible presidential bid in 2016, but the South Carolina senator says he must first test the waters to see if a run for the White House is viable. WYFF News 4's Tim Waller has our Commitment 2016 report.
This is something, Carol, that's been rumored for a couple of weeks. Then yesterday, Senator Graham confirmed it on NBC's Meet the Press. Graham said he is setting up a Testing the Waters committee under the IRS code to look into the possibility of a White House run. He said he's going to look at it even though he doesn't know where this will lead him. Our political analyst, Chip Felkel, said Graham has good name recognition and a solid track record, but Felkel says there is more to consider, much more, when it comes to running for the White House.
Does that translate into literally the ability to raise millions and millions and millions of dollars? And that's what they've got to go investigate right now.
No more driving.
Another thing Graham needs to explore, how he would fare with voters outside this region. Felkel says Iowa, New Hampshire, and of course the caucuses are challenging for anyone. Couple that with what is expected to be a crowded field of candidates in 2016, including Jeb Bush, Mitt Romney, and Chris Christie, if they decide to run. Felkel believes Graham would do very well here in his home state of South Carolina. He says another thing to consider is what happens if Graham enters the race and loses. Would he still be an effective U.S. Senator after being exposed to all the rigors of a presidential race? Certainly a lot for Graham to consider as he moves forward with this.
Thanks, Jim. Republican Senator Ted Cruz says the midterm elections prove the country is ready for a Republican president from the conservative movement. Cruz spoke yesterday at the Tea Party Coalition convention in Myrtle Beach. He urged South Carolina conservatives to help nominate a Republican president from their own ranks in 2016. His remarks reflect the view that recent GOP nominees haven't been conservative enough.
And this time next year, the 2016 presidential election will officially kick off with the Iowa caucuses, and we'll soon see more presidential hopefuls declaring their intentions. Nicole Killian takes a look at the prospective field here 1 year out.
We already know one name in the game.
This is a really serious, kind of life-changing decision.
Jeb Bush, now exploring a run for president, and he's not the only one. Mitt Romney also making moves, staffing up for a possible third run.
I'm a great admirer of Mitt Romney.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Republican leaders mostly mum on that front.
I admire them all for their ambition. The more the merrier.
As the competition builds.
I think the next Republican you'll see announced will be Chris Christie.
National Journal's Josh Kraushaar says sources tell him it could be soon.
We're hearing from Christie's camp that they may expedite an announcement, maybe as soon as the end of the month. I think you'll see other Republicans wait until later in the spring.
And what about Democrats?
Well, the big question is Hillary, right?
Politico's Glenn Thrush say all signs point to another bid.
Hillary has been interviewing staff. She's held sessions at her mansion at Whitehaven in Washington, D.C., where she's had David Plouffe and other former Obama administration officials in there to talk about a potential 2016 run. She's gonna run.
Political watchers we spoke to tell us an announcement could also come this spring, though Clinton's camp remains tight-lipped. In Washington, I'm Nicole Killian reporting.
Nicole, thank you. Among the other Democrats mentioned for a possible 2016 run include Vice President Joe Biden, Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, former Virginia Senator Jim Webb, and former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley.